Hi, welcome to second semester of American Literature. You might be wondering why I'm not there. That is because I had back surgery on December 29th, and so it's taking me a while to get over it. Um, so I'll be back bound January 18th, I believe. No, 16th. Anyway, I'd like to go over first the syllabus. It's essentially the same thing as the beginning of the year, but I have that posted for you again under Schoology in the just the main area of the materials. So if you want to go there and get that open real quick, you can do that. So the course goes through its description, student outcomes, methodology. I mean, we're going to do things with the same kind of method, except for the highlighting and annotating is going to be completely up to you. You will not be required to do it. It will be strongly encouraged, and I also will tell you this would be a really good thing to highlight because basically, if we talk about it, you should probably highlight it. Some of the big major works that we're going to read are The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald and Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I do have links for those two books. You can get any copy of The Great Gatsby or Fahrenheit 451 that you can find. They even carry this at Target. Okay, that's how beloved these books are and how much they've been circulated. So any version of The Great Gatsby, if you can find some cheapie at a half price store, go for it. But I do want you to have your own copy because it's easier for you to pay attention if don't have your nose stuck in your iPad. I'd rather you have it in the book. Okay, what else? The other big thing that you're going to be doing this semester is writing a research paper. We're going to talk about that coming up here in a minute, but the way that the course is divvied, the points, this research paper is going to be worth enough that if you don't do it, you will not pass third quarter and most likely will not pass for the semester. So you do not want to blow the research paper off. Besides the final draft being worth 100 points, there are steps along the way that you also are going to need to turn in for points. So you don't want to miss out on those. Some of those shorter ones are a lot easier. You'll also be giving a formal presentation this semester as well. You guys know the grading scale. So when you're absent, I just want to remind you that you are responsible for getting the assignment and turning it in by the end of the next class period. You need to go to Schoology under updates. Been telling you guys this all year. It's also going to send you an email whenever I put it in updates. On occasion, I do forget to put it in updates, and then if that's the case and you want to know, email me. Hopefully, I'll see it and I'll go ahead and add it. I am human. What else? Late work. Remember that assignments should be completed on time. You will get a 75% reduction on your grade if it's turned in within the first 3 days. And you'll get 50% on days 4 and 5 and nothing after that. However, you do still get 2 late passes per quarter. You can use it on any small assignment up until the end of the quarter. And for big compositions, you can use it within 2 days. I won't let you use it past that. Also, if you do not use those late passes, you will get extra credit. It'll be enough for that so that for each late pass that you use, you will get a full percentage bump up. So it's worth it. And if you can't, then at least it gives you a grade back on something that you got a low score because of being late. So if you have any missing assignments, though, if I have any zeros in my grade book, you will not be allowed to get any extra credit points. Okay. The tentative schedule for this semester, we're going to start a little bit. I'm going to talk today about the research project. And we are going to spend quite a bit of time on the research project, but most of that's going to happen, I hope, after I'm back. I might have you do a couple of things here or there. We're going to be working on it and also reading literature and then working on it and reading literature. You know, you're going to have a long time to do this research paper. But then we also are going to be reading post-Civil War literature. And so I'd really like to get to Whitman and Emily Dickinson because they're our two most important poets. And then modernism, we'll be reading The Great Gatsby. That's part of modernism. And Fahrenheit 451, which I guess is also part of modernism. And that's how we will finish out our year. Great Gatsby will be third quarter. Fahrenheit 451 will be most of fourth quarter. So fourth quarter is kind of short for you guys because you're going to get out early. That is for the juniors anyway. Well, yeah, I guess the seniors are too. Duh. But you'll be getting out early, so you you have a shorter quarter. Sorry, I was losing my train of thought. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is the research paper. So I'm going to pull that up. Hang on a second. If you go to Schoology and you click in the research project folder, it says research project step 1. And this gives you some information about the actual research project that you're going to be doing. So you are writing a research paper this quarter. Much of your quarter grade will center around the project, so it's important to keep up with all the steps, even if you think you know how to write a research paper already. How quickly you go through the steps will be up to you, but there will be final deadlines and points given for each step. So as far as the paper itself, it's going to be argumentative, which means that you have to pick a topic that has two sides to the issue, that there's one group of people that think one way and another that think a different way. You can do this in two ways. You pick one or two of these ways. You can write one essay with a length of 600 to 2300, which is about 5 to 7 pages, arguing one side of the issue, but only just touching on the other side. Or you can write 2 full essays. Now, they'll be worth half the length of what you have to have for the first page, or for if you did the one essay. But since you're writing 2 essays, it'll come out the same. Because each of the 2 essays would have to be between 800 and 1200 points, or words, I'm sorry. And your one essay would be 1600 to 2300. So it ends up, working out to about the same amount. And there are reasons to write 2 essays. There are reasons to do the one essay. I say if you can find enough information on each side, and if you're not sure which side you're on, write the 2 papers. Argue it both ways, and then you don't have to hit the other side if you write the 2 papers way. If you have more information on one side or you're really passionate about your topic, then go with the one essay. You will have to spend a paragraph or 2 talking about the other side and what they think, but also refuting it. Okay, another thing about this paper is that it is a research paper, so you're going to have to use at least 5 credible sources. And we'll talk about what makes something a credible source. 3 of these must come from academic journals or periodicals found on the Academic Elite database through the library. And they all need to be cited in your paper. A works cited page will also be required, and that's where you list the sources that you used in the paper. You are only going to use that for if you cited that source in the paper. If you found 10 sources, but you only used 2, then only those 2 can be on the works cited page. So make sure that that's matching up. We'll talk more about that later too. What I'd like for you to do now, and for the rest of whatever time is remaining here, I want you to figure out what your topic might be. Come up with a couple of different ideas. It has to have something to do with an American culture because this is American literature. So it needs to be something that Americans would care about. It also has to have 2 sides to the issue. So there has to be, one group thinking one way and the other group thinking the other way. It should also be something that interests you. Don't pick a topic that you're totally bored by. Pick something that you're kind of excited about. Yeah, I want to get to know more about this so that I can actually argue this with other people. So I would pick something that interests you. It could be a current event, but it needs to be something that's controversial here and now. What I would suggest that you do is Google research topic ideas. See if you can find anything that interests you. Some examples that I have had in the past are things like drug legalization, gun control, education, climate change, social media. I have had abortion too. So I'm trying to think of what else. Those are the main ones I can think about. You also want to make sure that it's going to be a topic that your parents are going to be accepting of, because I don't want them to call me and say, why is my child reading information about this particular topic? And I don't want him to or her to. So if that's going to be the case, don't do that topic. Ask permission from your parents first. Okay, so that's all that I have that I wanted to do today. And this video is only, it's only been going for about 12 minutes. So I would say that you have plenty of time to start looking up a topic. And we'll get back to it next week, what you're going to do for your next step. So don't worry about it until then. Just be thinking about a topic. All right, I'll see you all later. I will probably have a video for tomorrow too. See you later. Bye.